Hi guys, Luke from Lucas Cars. Today we're back with another video. A bit of a short one today because nothing too exciting has really happened. It's just more of an update really on what's going on. So last video, we got new wheels for the 350 and we got we basically started doing the brakes. It didn't really work. It was just a bit spongy, so there's a bit of air still in the system. So that's what I've been getting on with today, and it's not gone very well. So we're documenting it just because to keep you guys in the loop. I prefer doing like this sort of video style thing. It's just what I'm used to rather than putting like an Instagram post up. It's just how I like to do things. So you either enjoy it or you don't, but you're here. So let's see what we're dealing with. So I was bleeding the brakes as per Driftworks forums and that sort of thing. So you got like your bottle. I'll quickly just go through what you do if you don't know what the crack is with bleeding brakes. Put this on the drain nipple, which you crack open with a spanner. You have the pedal obviously pressed once this is cracked, and then pull the hydro as well. Basically it's like a flush, so if you think of your brakes a bit like a tap, your water goes through. That's kind of like when you push your brake, it's a bit like pushing the water down the tube. And then you pull the hydro, it's also pushing it again because it's an inline hydro, and pushes it through, and then that's obviously you drain, so you open that and then it's coming out. It was working, the brake feel was getting better, we were getting pretty close to having it all sorted out until disaster strikes. Dun dun dun, so dramatic, I know. The seat's gone, and that is because the hydro's shit itself. I don't know, that's the easiest way to put it. I don't necessarily know why it's done that, but when Craig was in the car, he was pumping it. So obviously doing, like I said, push the pedal, pull the hydro. The hydro got stuck and was like solid, so it wouldn't pull back. I'm not going to pretend I'm some big mechanic man or anything, so obviously all my knowledge is kind of semi-guessing with this sort of stuff with the help of the internet. A little bit tricky trying to find a solution to what the crack is with the hydro. The brake solution I think is sound in terms of draining it because there was air coming out. I think we're doing it correct this time. So that's not necessarily a worry. Obviously the hydro going solid, I was thinking, oh, we need to relieve pressure on the lines because they're the two lines, you've got an inlet and an outlet. Didn't want to do it in the engine bay because I didn't want to get messy in case it started pissing out, so I was like, we'll take the seat out and we'll do it this way. I did both of them, they both just dribbled out. I was like, that's not great, not a lot really come out of that. I was like, well, that's shit. Took them out anyway, tried pumping the hydro, seeing if that would just like, I was just thinking if there was a pressure build up that would release it. It didn't. So I took the cylinder off. Don't know if you call it a master cylinder or a hydro cylinder. Don't know the name for it, don't know if it matters. But this is the piece there. I've got no brake fluid now. It's probably because they're off, and it doesn't matter. It's got to be drained again. I guess it would be gone because it's run into there because it's been a leak, but that's fine. So this is the bit we're taking off. This is the back end of the hydro. Honestly, I've not dealt with hydros because this car came with it installed already. So I know that this bit goes onto like a ball that pushes on that, then goes onto your actual lever. So if you think about your levers like here, you pull your lever and then it pushes there, and then this compresses in, to my understanding, and then it basically pushes, fluid goes out. Could be wrong, but it's one of them goes out. I think it's that one goes out, and then when it pulls back, sucks fluid in, push, goes up. I think that's how it works basically. That bit is just jammed, that will not move. I don't know how much pressure that usually takes to move, but I'd assume it can't be a crazy amount surely, especially if there's no liquid in there. I'd like to think that would move. I've tried to hit it with a hammer, don't know if you should or not, but I have, and it hasn't pushed. I was hoping I'd just get it to fucking click in or something. Yes, it's not great, so I'm going to get one of these basically, and I think that'll sort it. It doesn't have any brand names on it, so it's probably just a cheap eBay one. My guess of what's cracked off is, so obviously that, if your fluid come in, that's obviously out, and then you push it to go in. I think when it's pulled back, it's overextended, possibly, and it's gone past the point of where it can't go back in, is my guess. I don't know if that's correct, because I'm not a mechanic, but that's my understanding of it. Where is the brake fluid? Oh no, we have it, it's just below, it's basically on the minimal line. I have got some, I'm not like, it's not tragic. I think it's just because a little bit's come out because you've got your basically inlet to the hydro plumbs onto here, and then your outlet goes into the ABS pump, I think that is, I want to say. Yeah, so it's been a bit not great really. The hydro is questionable in terms of, I think you can buy master cylinders, I'm going to call it master, the hydro cylinder thing. I'm sorry it's dark, the lighting is tragic, but I think the camera's having a hissy fit. I was going to grab my phone torch, but my phone's not near me. The hydro actually itself is welded on to the car, which isn't ideal for situations like this where you want to get it out, and then you can't, because, well, you can, you just got to grind it off and then weld a new one on, which is just a weird way to, I don't know why people do things in odd ways, but I guess this is what you get when you buy someone else's like project style thing. But the hydro has been, I'm not going to say it's been rubbish or anything, but it's not been amazing, so hopefully if I get a new one, I'll say hopefully, I need a new one, so I'm getting a new one, it'll be better. Obviously they're fine, the fittings seem sound. I know how to do them now anyway, after like a couple of videos back, I did the lines for the front, hence we're in this situation because I put a new brake line on it because it broke, and now I was trying to bleed it and then this has happened, but it's going to happen at some point, I'd assume, if the hydro's done it then. And I think it's like it looks like the Driftworks one they sell, but I'm assuming it's not, because the eBay ones are also very basic like that. And my only concern on that is that it sits at a nice height, and if I get another one, I need it to be a nice long one because it sits good. I don't know what it'd be like if it was low, it might be questionable. But I don't know, that is something, just to let you know of where we're at. You can laugh at me for being an idiot or whatever if I've done something particularly wrong, and you just want to be like, oh, yeah, well, that happened. But the plan is, get a new one of them. I'm going to look into it, do some research and see if you can just get them, which I think you can, because even if it's connected to the bit with the ball joint, so if that's like all interlocked, which I don't know, but it's just me hypothetically saying, it does screw off the original hydro, so I can possibly just get one and bang it on, screw it into there, because I know that thread's off. I'm pointing, but you can't see, I do apologise. I was going to get my phone again, but I don't know where I've put it, because it's very messy. It's not great. But yeah, new one of them. By itself if I can, probably just because it's cheaper, because I don't need the hydro and I don't have to faff with grinding it off and welding. So I've never welded, and that's something else I've got to faff with, which I don't want to have to do now. And then I can then go back to draining it, because I honestly don't think it's the lines, because that's seized. If that moved, then I'd probably put it back on, and then I would have then tried it again. But it's better that that's gone than I've taken it off, or taken it off and it's been sound, and then like, oh, because it'd then be like the ABS pump or something, I'm guessing, or whatever the cylinder is where all the brake goes. So yeah, that's where we're at. The wheels are currently everywhere. The seat's there. It's getting a mess again in here. But the seats are like actually really light. Obviously I've never had to lift this. It's always been in the car, but stupidly light. And then there's my beautiful wheels I've just stacked up. And I need it. But yeah, spin myself around. I haven't really got anything else to say. I'm probably just going to kind of cut it short, because I don't want to bore people of me just rambling about stuff, because it's easily done. It's just kind of an update of where we are, because it's like drift prep. I feel like just document everything, just because it's there. It's there on the internet for people to watch for their own interest or entertainment purposes. And then obviously you can see I've got a problem, and we can go about fixing the problem, and then we can see the progress. The main thing is I just want to drive the car, that's what I enjoy the most. Fixing stuff's not always fun, because it never goes very well, because it's gone from, oh, all I need to do is put a new brake line on it, put a new brake line on it. Oh, I need to bleed the brakes, do the brakes, and then now something else broke. But it's one of them, it's cars, there's always stuff like this happens. It's just about being focused, getting everything sorted out, and then we're on to a winner really. I've got plenty of time, because I'm not an idiot, so I've left myself loads of time to get the car sorted, because the drift day, the first one, is the end of February, so say I'm not an idiot, I've left myself just over a month. But that's sound, because it gives me time to buy stuff, try stuff. If it doesn't work, buy more stuff, try more things. But I honestly think it'll just be a new hydro. And then what we're doing to bleed the brakes, I think will be sound. That's pretty much it. The car will be good to go. We've got the headlight in now. I'm sorry, I know I said I was going to end it, but I was just little things I just wanted to add. It's my video, I can do what I want, I suppose. That's now in. I was going to run it without. Obviously I'm not now. I just think it looked a bit questionable without a headlight, because I had the cool photos of my car with the new wheels, and I was like, eh. It just looked like a banger racer, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with them, but not on. I just want it to look presentable. I don't want to go to Teesside with the headlight missing and like, oh, looks shagged. It just looks slightly better with a headlight on it. even though it's not plugged in. I could plug it in, but the headlights never get turned on in the car. It's not required. The other one works, so that's all that matters, but it's light anyway, like I said. Apart from that, I'm going to actually cut it there. I'll update you, it'll probably be next week at some point. I don't know when I'll next do any work on it. I'll need to do a little bit of research just to understand what the crack is. I'll get this out tonight. This is currently filmed on the Saturday, which is the 14th, I think. So I'll get it up tonight because it's like 3:30 now, so I don't know how long it takes to render it and all that. It depends on the internet speeds, I think, and all that of what she wants to do. But I get it up late tonight just so you kind of have an idea of what's going on. I've gone out of focus for some really weird reason. But yeah, that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Not an exciting video, but it builds up to something that is more exciting, which is drifting, obviously, because that's what I enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy it as well. Unfortunately, it's more playing mechanic than it is driving at the moment, but when stuff's sorted, it'll just be nice and smooth, and we'll all have a good time, or I will, and you might enjoy watching it. But anyway, guys, until next video, catch you later.